Hi, welcome to Back to School Night. There are translations available if needed, YouTube translations. My name is Mrs. Reyes Smith and I teach 7th grade life science. All my classes are team taught and they are team taught honors classes. Here's a little bit about myself. I do have lots of pets. I've been teaching at Glasgow this is my 8th year teaching at Glasgow, but I've taught overall 30 years in various spots. But my 8th year in Glasgow, 15th year in Fairfax County. I team teach with Mr. Edwards. Most of my classes are with him, 4 out of my 5. Mr. Edwards is from DC. He and I have been team teaching for about 3 or 4 years. He's an avid cyclist. He races bikes on his free time, during his free time. And he's the special ed teacher. I also teach one class with Mr. Cafferty, and he's been at Glasgow for 6 years. So he just had a baby boy, and he too likes the Washington Capitals. So learning in science. So we believe that students learn best when they are engaged. We really try to encourage students to engage in class. We're trying to develop virtual relationships with these students and get them to communicate with each other and really try to get them engaged in the discussions that we have. In order for them to be successful in science, they have to attend and participate. By participating, it makes us aware of, where maybe they're getting stuck. And life science has a lot of vocabulary. So we do a lot of vocabulary practice, a lot of reading. So it really helps that the students are engaged and ask for help when needed. These are the topics we will be covering this year. We're currently doing ecosystems, so we're learning about the environment. Then we're going to learn about natural selection and adaptations, and then we're going to go into genetic cells and classification. So this is the order of the topics we are studying. So we'll be grading formative assessments, which will be checks for understanding, summative assessment, and other feedback. The asynchronous homework, the Monday, please encourage your student to complete the asynchronous work. We try to post it like Friday so they can start working on it Friday. They don't have to wait till Monday, but that will go into the grade book as homework. So they need to make sure your student is completing the asynchronous independent work. My office hours are Mondays from 10 to 10:45. All the students have gotten an invite to my Google Classroom office hours, where myself and Mr. Edwards will be available to help any students. Also on Thursdays after school, 2:30 to 3:30. Again, it's the Google Classroom office hours link. All students have been invited to it, so they could just show up during those times if they're having any difficulties or need help with any information. The syllabus, contact information, all of this information is available on Blackboard 24/7. We have Google Classroom, the grid, and online resources, and below you'll see my email address. So in order to support your child in this setting, you may just simply ask, what are you learning? Show me your grid, and just make sure, especially on Mondays when they don't have classes, when they're working independently, maybe go through their Google Classrooms, ask them what assignments they have, what they need to complete, and maybe check SIS to see if anything is missing. All of that will help your child be successful this school year. Supplies. We always tell the students, it's good as they're taking their classes to have a pencil, pen nearby with them, the school agenda, a notebook, and of course the computer. I always tell them to have some sort of notebook to take notes as they're learning the lessons, or if they have a question, they can write it down and then ask later. So it's good to have that in their learning space. So we look forward to having a great year with your students. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email and I will respond promptly. Hope you have a good evening.